Welcome to Zapitalism. This is a business-based strategy game. Hopefully at this point in time you've already logged in with your information, so we're ready to start our free game. Once this game loads up, you'll be able to choose to start a new game, and we're going to choose the tutorial difficulty level. We want this level so that we have explanations for each kind of building type as we look at our city, because there are different services as we go through. We're going to choose the one-player game, and at this screen we get to choose which company we want to work for. Each company is a little bit different. I suggest that you read through them because they give you some wonderful background information on the business owner and the company itself. Also, each business has its own special abilities, so you want to look for the one that seems most appropriate to you. So, once we pick the company that we want to choose, then we'll get to this screen and you'll notice that everybody starts off with $50,000. The turn order is based upon who does the most amount of sales in the previous week. So if you have the most sales, you get to go first. And there's really a benefit to being able to choose who goes first. This is turn-based. This is a tutorial, so it's really beneficial to read through all the information that's provided to you. So when you get started, you're going to start with this building, the Royal Wholesaler. And in here you get to pick the products that you want to purchase. So when we go in here, you'll notice that ships are coming into port, and every week different ships will come in bringing us different products. So we really want to diversify what products we have on our shelves for our customers. So if you want to take a look at the product and see what it is, we can click on product information, and it'll tell you exactly what that item is. You can also take a look at how many units are available to be purchased, and that corresponds to this green column right here. The total demanded, that's this orange column. This is what the people want in the market. As you buy products and as your competitors buy products, that'll fill up this blue column, and that is the total units that are available in all stores for customers. So you've got to remember the law of supply and demand. We want to sell items that are high in demand, but whose supply is very low. That way we can charge a lot more for the item. So as we buy products, we can choose how much to buy. We can choose an upper, lower, or middle amount, or we can just enter in a number 1 to 100. We have 100 spots in our store to fill. And as you're buying this, it'll tell you, well, we expect to have $480 profit per unit. Now, that's not saying you can't change the price. So over on the retail side, you can click on the price that you'd like to sell it for. Maybe you want to sell it for a little bit less, so maybe you can beat out your competitors. So you can change the price on any items that you want to get. Now we're going to fill out our inventory so that we can have a whole bunch of different items so that we can appeal to a lot of different customers. But it's a really good idea to do your market research and not do what I just did and just randomly pick things, because it makes a difference about what you offer to your customers. Once you have your shelf space filled, we can start selling things to our customers, and we'll do that by clicking on the back button, and it brings us back to this screen. As I said, this is the tutorial, so as you go through the game, it'll start to introduce these different buildings that are around town. For the moment, we don't really need any other than the Royal Wholesaler, and so we'll just click End Turn. On this screen, it'll tell us how we did in business, so we can see that we had a whole bunch in sales. We did a good job, good for us. So let's go take a look. We can see what the turn order is going to be now, and now we can take a look at our business report. And the really nice thing about this screen is that we can take a look at each item and look at how we did in competition with everybody else in the market. And what this is showing is the percent of the market. So we only have 17% of the market. We were selling 450 items, and we sold all of our units, so we don't have any left over. Hoffmanni's had 44% of the market, but you notice they also had more items to sell. So it doesn't always mean that they were selling for a better price. But you can take a look at what price they were selling them for. So they were selling for $405, we were selling them for $450. So more people were attracted to go to Hoffmanni's because he had a better price. And you can do that for each one of your different items to see that what you were selling it for. And we can notice that for these last two items, we were the only ones selling it. So when people wanted them, they came to us. As we continue on, now we're being introduced to a whole new building. This is the bank. And so we can go and get a loan if need be. Definitely read through this information. This next screen, this gives us a summary of what we did. So I definitely recommend looking through this. We have the history in our sales, so you can see how we're doing. in comparison to our other businesses. The amount of sales we had in the whole market, you can see that we had the most amount of sales, so we were doing really good. We had the most amount of customers. We can see the net cash change in 1 week, so you can see whether the money is going up or going down. So you notice we gained $104,000 while Meister lost $7,000. And finally, this is the cash balance this week. So starting off, before we buy anything else, this is how much money we have. And so this is another nice visual we can see in comparison to the other companies. The size, now, the goal of this game is to expand. So as we build more buildings, this market share will start to change. Now we're ready to start our second day of business. We're going to go back into our wholesaler. And as we go and buy new products, it's important to note that sometimes now there are now products already on the market. So remember, you want to be wise